AT&T's DirecTV cutting Newsmax off at midnight. No more Newsmax now for over 13 million households here in the United States. Just unbelievable. This got a lot of attention over the last 24 hours, as you can imagine. More than 40 lawmakers signing a letter sent directly to AT&T expressing serious concerns about the move to deplatform the fourth largest cable news network in the entire country. Joining us now for more, Ohio Congressman Max Miller. Congressman, it's great to have you on this morning. Your name is part of this list right here, 41 and growing. I've got the letter that you've sent to AT&T. Take us through what happens next.
Yeah, and Rob, thanks for having me on. Proud to sign that letter and proud to stand with my colleague Wesley Hunt in addressing that to DirecTV. And essentially, we're putting them on notice. And now we're going to have to ramp up a little bit from what we see and talk to some of our colleagues and move forward to find that course of action. But here's what we know. We know that you all and Newsmax are the fourth largest news network that exists and 22 liberal networks that are on DirecTV. Let's just face it. They don't want Newsmax on DirecTV to go to 13 million households, Rob, because they're afraid of the truth. And that's what Newsmax delivers on a daily basis. You're not CNN, you're not all these MSNBC, you're not even Fox to a certain extent. Newsmax delivers the truth, and that's what they're afraid of. And we continue to see this within conservative voices, along with Getter and along with other platforms that we see, and the wokeness that has entered into the private sector that is now seeping into the American public. It's happened for so long. Now it's time for it to end, and we're addressing it, and we're addressing it with swift action.
Yeah, you're there in Congress. What's the feeling? And by the way, there is a lot going on right now. You're an incoming member of Congress. Republicans just took control of the House. We appreciate you getting behind us on this. Newsmax is not going anywhere. But what's the feeling in Congress? Because we know that Nancy Pelosi was thrilled when One America News was taken off DirecTV about a year ago, and she's wanted Newsmax gone for a long time.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, Democrats are going to continue to push and continue to silence conservative voices throughout this country. We saw when President Trump started his campaign back in 2015 and throughout his presidency, and we've seen within our country, it's only grown and it's only gotten worse. And that's why Nancy Pelosi and the other Democrats are taking a victory lap. And for them, unfortunately, it is a victory lap because the truth that you all deliver in Newsmax to the American people is vital for our democracy, and it's vital to keep our electorate within this country informed. So yeah, I'm sure they are happy, but they're not going to be happy for too long as we continue to look into this matter and find any viable course of action that we can take in order to get Newsmax back on DirecTV, where you squarely belong with 22 other liberal news networks that, by the way, aren't having the same problems that Newsmax is having, because once again, this is nothing more than about silencing conservative voices throughout our country, period.
And they all get paid cable fees, by the way. And we're talking about, and by the way, I don't begrudge anybody who watches Newsy or NBCLX or News Nation or CNN International. That's fine. You want to watch that? That's great. But you should have the option to watch Newsmax too. Do you expect hearings to take place? Maybe, Newsmax can be what you jump off of, but this is all about censorship, political censorship in the First Amendment. Do you expect hearings to take place on Capitol Hill?
Well, I can tell you that James Comer was on that letter, and he's the chairman of the Oversight Committee. So what I can tell you, and I am not on the Oversight Committee nor the Judiciary Committee, but with Chairman Jordan and with Chairman Comer, I know that those two individuals are going to look into this matter and see what they can do in order to fix it and have accountability. And that's what this Congress is going to be about. This Congress is going to be about accountability and fixing broken Washington. That's why we're here. That's why Republicans got the majority. And we're going to do so in a forceful manner because it's been way too long and the American people have been shielded from the truth. The real truth of what happens in this place and within this institution that needs to be expressed to the rest of the electorate. And that's what we're going to do by holding the Biden administration accountable and these woke companies like DirecTV who want to silence conservative voices all over our country. And you made a great point. You're right. If you want to watch CNN, MSNBC, I encourage you if that's what you want to watch and those are your ideological beliefs. But it's the United States of America.
Yeah, absolutely. Ohio Congressman Max Miller, we appreciate you. Thanks so much for being back with us.